Amaro calls it. Claudio's husband was deported 8 years ago, forcing her and her son to leave their home in the U.S. and to move to Mexico. All these years, Claudia has been waiting for a chance to come home, and she will be joining Adriana, Caferino, Lulu, Luis, Maria, Marco, and myself. I know how it feels to wait on the other side of the fence for your loved ones to come home. My uncle was deported 2 years ago, leaving a wife, children, and grandchildren behind. Our family was shaken to the core. We were afraid that any of us could be next. For years, we have succeeded in stopping the deportation of DREAM Act eligible youth by using their cases to embarrass the Department of Homeland Security. Once a case received media attention or immigration officials began receiving hundreds of calls, these dreamers were suddenly not a priority for deportation and released back to their families. In 2011, Morton Memo established the priorities of immigration and customs enforcement and formal policy and gave us a yardstick by which to push even further. We successfully stopped the deportation of mothers, fathers, and many others not eligible for the DREAM Act, but still call the United States home. Then last year, we succeeded in infiltrating a detention center in Florida and fought for the release of dozens of detainees by bringing their cases into the public light. With this action, we hope to continue to build on our successes. In the United States, undocumented immigrants run the risk of being taken from their home, no matter where we are. We have won many fights against the deportation, but not all of them. It's time to take away the power deportation has over us. Just because the administration has sent them over a wall or across an ocean does not mean they should stop fighting. Ask yourself, would you let anyone take you from your home, from your family? We have not, and neither should the many more like us. If immigration reform passes, we cannot leave out the million of people whose families have been separated by deportation. They deserve to be home, and if we win, they may come home soon. They deserve not to be forgotten. They deserve a pathway home, and Congress should create it right away. As immigration reform is debated in the House, take a moment to call your representative and tell them to let us and the thousands more like us come home. Deportation is not the end of the story. We know we can fight, and together we can win. Thank you.